Welcome back to LittleLee and Rose. My name is Summer Noel, and today we are going to do a firefighter wife flame cup. Now, this pop cup is very, very popular. I sell quite a few of these. The flames with the red on the white is just so beautiful that it just really draws people's attention. So what I do is I make a stencil. If you don't know how to glitter a cup, guys, jump back on my channel. You can do that by clicking underneath this video. It says LittleLee and Rose. Go ahead and click on that. It's going to take you to my whole channel, and you can follow one of the how to glitter a cup. That will bring you up to the stage. So I've just got, this is a stainless steel, double-walled stainless steel cup, and I did a base of the Moonshine white glitter. So this has a full base of the white glitter. This is Moonshine, guys. And I got the base done. Now we're going to do the intricate stuff. But if you don't know how to do a basic glitter cup, you can follow one of my tutorials that I've already previously done, and that will bring you up to this space. I just do that as a time saver. I know there's a lot of people on my channel that have done this numerous times. I also know there's people that are just starting. So I've kind of got a little bit for everything. You can jump back and catch up to us by following some of my older tutorials. And by older, they're not that old, guys. It's just a couple weeks. And catch up to us here. You can do chunky, you can do fine. But like I said, this is just covered in Moonshine from wickedshimmersupply.com. Ooh, if you're going to shop from her, guys, I'm just going to put this out there. Use code LittleLee in capitals. Just LittleLee, one word, all in caps, and it gets you a discount through her company. She's amazing. She's very, very supportive of all of us growing and getting beautiful glitter. And then on top of it, we're going to use this. It's Naughty. It is a very, very pure, very sparkly red. Super sparkly. I don't know if you guys can see down in there. We're going to be using Naughty as our red flames. I might mix in some chunky red. We'll see as we go. Like I said, these are always in evolution. Then I've got these flame decals printed out, and I'm going to use these kind of as a stencil. That's why they're on weird colors. They're just really meant there to be there to make the flames. So it's super fun. We're going to be adding these, and this is how we're going to get the red flames going up the cup. We're going to use Scotch Super 77. This is a very multi-purpose spray adhesive. It works really, really well to bond the glitter. And then we can pull the decal away and it'll leave just the flames. It's going to be gorgeous. I've got my decals ready to go. I've got my firefighter wife and all that. So we are going to just jump right in. I'm going to kind of move everything away and we'll be right back. All right, guys, now we are going to apply this decal and get it ready to be our stencil for putting on the red. I've got two pieces because this one piece doesn't quite wrap around. So we're going to push those together. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of cut the ends here so that they will match up and make a flame over here. So you can see I will attach it right there, and then the flame will go up and down and up and down and up and down. And we'll kind of play with it as we go. You'll see. It's pretty easy, guys. I'm going to do, I'm not even going to use transfer paper because it's such a big piece. I don't really need to. I can just peel it and stick it. Okay. So here we go. I want the flames. What's nice about this is you don't have to get it laid down exactly perfect because it's just a stencil. So I want the flames to go about this high. So we're gonna lay it down here, just like that. And it can bend and move again, because again, this is just meant to be a stencil. It's only meant to be a stencil for this bottom part, not even the top part. So that's really all we're concerned about. So we're just gonna go along and put this down on the cup. You can see I'm bending it and twisting it and moving it around. It's fine. It's part of the fun. My kids just got out of the bathtub. They're hilarious. They're so loud. Okay, and you just push it down as you go. Like I said, the wrinkles are fine because they're just gonna add to the flame. That one to go right there. Just push it down as you go. Now you can use transfer tape, guys, but I am very frugal. I like to try to keep the cost of my cups down for my customers. So by doing things like this and not using that piece of transfer paper, it does save a little bit of money because this is such a big, huge piece of vinyl. It doesn't necessarily need a transfer paper. And because it doesn't matter if it's laying flat. Okay. And this last little curve. Okay, so that's going to be our first one, and we're going to mess with the second one. But you see, it doesn't matter. All this doesn't matter. All that we want is to have really nice, good looking flames going up and down. And make sure it's pressed all the way down in these little spots. That way the glitter and the glue and stuff doesn't get underneath and distort the image. So you can see it's going to have these flames all the way around, and we have to cover about this much space. This and this doesn't even have to line up. So we're going to peel this one. So I'm peeling that one. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just lay it right on here to kind of match up with this one. Again, this doesn't have to match up here, guys, just this bottom part. See, and then we're just going to go ahead and start working our way around till we match up with the other one. Ooh, that's a big flame at the end. Forgot about the big one. So I did not measure this out perfect, guys, so we're going to have to cut and kind of be creative here. So we're going to just do this like this. And then I'm going to cut it. Where's my scissors? See, so you guys, I'm just kind of showing you how to be creative with these techniques. And then I'm going to cut that there. And I'm going to line this up. Trying to line this up very perfectly. Right here. And actually, that's going to be perfect. Because if you think that's going to be a little point here, it's going to go on up here to this corner. Create that flame. Perfect. So it's low flames, high flames. Like I said, it's nothing about this needs to be exactly perfect, except for you do want it pressed all the way down to the cup so that there's no bubbles and so stuff can't get underneath it. Okay, there we go. So now I'm going to take this out, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put electrical tape, big paint, like not electrical tape, big painter's tape to block off. I'm just going to basically block off this top part so you can't get any spray glue up there. And we'll be right back, and we'll spray glue it, and then we'll be right back. Okay, guys, you can see that I have it taped off, and then I use the Scotch Super 77. This one here, guys. Scotch Super 77. I really, really like this one. I sprayed adhesive all over. Now we're going to dump our glitter. And we're going to cover all this and then let it sit. So we're going to just apply all the red. Now to try to waste as little as possible, I'm only going to try to dump the glitter where it needs to be. Obviously there's going to be a leftover, but it's kind of the nature of the beast. So I'm just trying to tap the glitter right where the peekaboo holes are. Just so we don't waste glitter. Sorry guys, my hands are probably making it a little hard to hear. You can probably hear the party in my house. My nanny has all her friends over. There's like 8 Thai girls in my kitchen, cooking Thai food, making me dinner, playing with my kids. It's super cute. But my house is very noisy right now. We kind of have Grand Central Station here at my house because we have pretty open door policy with everyone. So all the au pairs come here to hang out. It's really fun, actually. Little tidbit of my life. That's why everyone says, how do you do it? And I say, I do it with an army. Because all these girls help with my kids, even though they're here to hang out. My kids love them all. They get so excited when they see them. for pretty cool life. Okay. Okay, so that's all on there. You can see you get really good coverage with that Super 77. I did not spray as much on the bottom. I kind of neglected the bottom, so I might have to spray the bottom twice. All right, I'm gonna just tap off excess. I'm gonna let it sit, guys. I might do a second round to make sure I get excellent coverage. So we'll just see. This doesn't cure like epoxy, but it does dry up a little bit. Sorry, there must be a fuzzy, like an invisible fuzzy right there. So it doesn't, sorry, I'm just gonna ignore it. I'll clean it later. It doesn't cure up like regular epoxy, but it will stiffen up and be less what I would call workable, so that it doesn't pull away when you pull the stickers. So we want to actually let this sit for a little bit. I'm going to check it out. I might do a second layer of the glitter, spray adhesive and then more glitter. So we'll just kind of see how it goes. I'm just going to let this one sit for a few minutes. All right, guys, so we are back. So what I did was I ended up taking the glitter. I decided I didn't really need to do a second coat. Well, I was going to take it off the thing, but it's too tall. So what I ended up doing was just sprinkling the glitter on and kind of tapping it down and getting it to grip on even better. So that's what we have here. So now what we're going to do is peel this tape away. All right, I've got this down just to catch extra glitter, just in case. But we're going to go ahead and remove all the tape as we go. It's going to drop some glitter down, the fallout glitter. I'm just going to go slow and steady, make sure there's no issues as I go. If I start seeing a problem, I'll just stop pulling the vinyl up. I usually wait about 40 minutes after I've applied the Super 77, guys. So if you try to pull it too early, it's too gummy still and it's a mess. So that's why I said just pull a little bit and see how it goes. And if it's terrible, then just let it sit for a little bit longer. Looks pretty good. So you're just going to slowly work your way around and lift it up. And pull the tape. Pull the vinyl very, very slowly. Don't be in a rush. Anytime you rush, you're going to screw up. That's what it happens to me all the time. I know from experience. Just slow and steady. So now any glitter that gets on here won't stay. You can just brush it away because it's already cured up epoxy and it's done. So we're just going to pull off this little piece. See how rad that looks, guys? Oh, it's so cool. These colors are so, so good together. This red is going to be so brilliant under epoxy. It's going to just shine right up. I'm going to put you guys on high speed and finish pulling this sticker. Okay, guys, we're back. And I just went around real quick and just brushed off any of the extra red with a really soft paintbrush. I just carefully went in there and got all the red out and anything that was trying to just stick to the side of the cup because I want it to be perfect. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take this outside and I'm going to coat it with clear spray paint. The reason I'm going to do that is because I don't want this red glitter to move under the epoxy. Once we start applying epoxy and rubbing, it's going to move all this glitter away. So I want it to stay intact just as it is. So I'm going to cover it with the clear coat spray paint and that will make a barrier between the glitter and the epoxy so that the glitter doesn't run away and get all over the white. Okay, so I'm going to get that done. I'm going to put 3 thin coats on, which will make one nice thick coat, and then we will epoxy. So I'm going to spray this and we'll be back. All right, guys, we are back and we have the cup. This has a very, very solid color coat of triple thick over the top. I probably put 3 coats of light coats on it. I got asked this question this week and I thought this would be a good thing to mention in a video. If you use matte finish clear spray and it looks dull, it won't stay dull, guys. It's okay. Matte finish ultimately is the best. It's the easiest thing for the epoxy to grab onto. If you're using high gloss, sometimes you'll get those spots where the epoxy kind of seeps away from it. And that's because it's just so slick that the epoxy can't grab it. It will stick to the gloss, but you might get those weird little called holidays where there is no epoxy in one spot, and that's because it's so slick. So you can use gloss, but if you use matte and it goes dull, that's fine because it'll shine right back up underneath epoxy. Okay, so this was triple thick that I used, but you can use any clear spray paint. And now I've got my decals. This one's going to be Firefighter Wife. And we are just going to stick it right on here. So I'm just going to line it up real careful. And drop it down. You guys, so for this kit, I've been talking to Corey over at Wicked Shimmer, and I know that Firefighter Wife is a very specific group of people that are going to want that decal, but a lot of people will want to do this cup for other things. It makes a beautiful camping cup because of the flames, like a campfire. So she's going to do, oops, we lost the I, didn't leave the dot behind. So she's going to have multiple decals available for the kit, you guys, with this one, so you can select which decals you like better. The Firefighter Wife and the mouse with the ears and the bow, she will be available as well, but she'll have other options so that you're not just stuck getting these decals if you don't want these. But it'll come with the same glitters, and then you can just choose your decals. Okay, so it won't be an up for anything decal, but she'll have a few options available. Okay, so then what I do is I just hold my decal one on each side and I determine which side is right in the middle, and I will drop it down. And then we're going to put the mouse on the opposite side. I have her laid out in separate parts, but Corey's going to have her all in one piece for you guys. So this is working because we already have the layer of epoxy down on the white. So that's why this is able to go down and stick down and stay down. You want to have a layer of epoxy before you start adding decals, guys. All right, so there's our mouse. And then on the other side, we have Firefighter Wife. All right, and now we're going to grab the bow. I'm just going to go off screen here just for a second while I grab the bow and the stripe. All right, so hold on, I'm going to stand up because this is going to be a little trickier. I'm going to line this up. This is the layering of the vinyl. I'm going to line that up like that. And I'm only adding one of the pieces at a time. So if you guys see, I'm only doing the bow. I'm keeping the line separated so that I can line it up separate. And so I'm not trying to line up the entire decal all at once. But like I said, Corey's going to have this all flat for you guys. It's all going to be one. You're not going to have to layer your vinyl. All right, and then that's why, because I want to be so exact on the lining up of this piece of vinyl. So that's why I do it separate. There we go. Rub it down. So now, because this is on top of that flame and I want to make sure it sticks down really well, I'm going to take this outside and I'm going to clear coat over the top of this so that way the epoxy doesn't get under this decal and seep it up. So there we go. Gorgeous. Make sure it's right in the middle, and it is. I just eyeball, I look down the middle of the cup and I look to see, and she's in the middle. So it's very pretty and it's ready. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get it set up for the, I'm going to bring my turner down in. We're going to get set up, get my silicone mat down, and we will get this under epoxy. All right, guys? But first I'm going to clear coat spray it to make sure our vinyl sticks down really well. Okay, guys, we are back. This decal is ready to go. This is going to be a glimpse of my actual studio. This is what my real space looks like. This is my cup and popsicle stick of shame. Because I work until really late at night, guys, and sometimes I just literally hit a wall and have to walk away. And so this, I leave this as my reminder because it's actually stuck. These I like literally just put them down and walked out because I was so tired. And this even has probably enough epoxy to do a cup in, and I didn't even put it on a cup. That's how tired I was. And it makes me laugh because they're both completely stuck down to this wood. These probably have been here for 6 months. And I leave them because it makes me laugh. So sometimes I put my popsicle sticks in here and hold them, and it just makes me laugh. I just crack up every time I see it. And but this is my real. This is one of my original old turners that I made eons ago. So I'm just mixing my epoxy up, guys. This is part A and B. Epoxy brands are like Pro Marine, Counterculture, DIY, Illumilite. I love Pro Marine, Counterculture, DIY, Artworks, Art Resin. There's a whole bunch. Stone Coat. You can buy a bunch of different brands. They all have different purposes, not purposes, but they all have different like heat, temperature resistance, pricing. Everything is a little bit different. Some are a little easier to work for certain things as opposed to others. If you're just starting out, I would recommend the Pro Marine. I'm going to have it linked in my drop-down menu, guys, underneath the tutorial. Pro Marine seems to be really, really easy to work with, at least for me. This is Pro Marine, what I'm using here. It gives a really beautiful glossy finish. It's less expensive than some of the other ones. And I like the... There you go. See, I put my toothpick in there. I mean, my popsicle stick. So I like this one because it is very reasonably priced. So now I'm just going to go ahead and start applying it. I'm going to use my silicone brush. And this red glitter is going to start just really popping. It's going to look really, really, really good under this epoxy. So normally I epoxy in high speed, guys, but because I didn't epoxy the first layer on camera, I'm going to go ahead and just show you guys kind of the process that I do. Now, I get asked a lot about the edges of these glitter cups because a lot of people have a hard time getting the edges smooth. When I get at least 2 coats of epoxy on, I then sand it, guys. You can also strategically re-drizzle, like save a little epoxy over at the very end and leave it for about 45 minutes and let it cure up a little so it's a little more sticky, and then apply it and it won't move as much. And then what I just do is after the second coat, I will sand it and get it nice and smooth. I could probably get asked that question 15 times a day, guys. So that will help you guys. I try to be very thorough in my videos, but I forget, you know, some of you guys are brand new, and that's fine. You're all learning. That's why I love my Facebook group. You can ask questions. My whole team is there to help. Yep, I got a team, guys. It's really fun. Fun time in that group. Lots of prizes, lots of giveaways, very active. You don't have to be afraid to ask questions. We love questions. We want you to learn. It's amazing. Getting into this is so fun, you guys. Even if ultimately you just end up making this for friends and family and Christmas presents. So fun. Addicted. Addicted. All right, so I have lots left over. I did that on purpose, guys. I've got a big project off camera that I'm working on. So I mixed too much epoxy on purpose. Okay, so now what we're going to do, I'm going to save that because I'm going to jump back and use that. Now you're going to use a torch. This is going to pop the bubbles. You can see tiny little bubbles on the vinyl here. That's going to get rid of them. Now you can use a heat torch, but it does not work as effectively. This is the best tool to pop all those little micro bubbles. And you want to pop the bubbles, guys, because they will add, you can feel it. It almost like adds a rough texture. If you don't have the bubbles popped, you can actually feel it through the epoxy. So you want to make sure you get them popped. Plus, you just don't want them there. You can see the bubbles that pop immediately on that vinyl. It looks really good. So normally I work with my silicone pad underneath it, but because this and this are in the way, you can see all the epoxy. I just let it drip now on this board. Like I said, it's an older, very, very old turner for me. Isn't she beautiful? Oh, God, you guys, this is so pretty. So pretty. So I'm just going to let her turn now for probably quite a while. Probably 9 hours before we come back and check out her. Actually, no, that's not true. I will be back it'll be 24 hours before I get back to this cup. But she'll only be about 9 hours until she has to be taken off. Or, well, 6 hours, and we'll take her off and put her on a drying rack. That's what I would say, guys. You can work, you don't have to leave them on the turner the entire time it's curing. So she'll be on here for about 6 hours, and then I'll move her to a drying rack. Then we'll do some sanding because this front edge will have 2 coats on it because I did a first coat to cover the white. We'll sand that edge down. We'll do another layer. Probably then sand this edge down and then do a hang method layer. So that's what our future process is going to be. So if you haven't seen me do hang method, you're going to get to see it on this cup. That's it. Okay, we're going to let this cure. We'll be back, guys. Okay, guys, you're going to catch up a little bit of noise in the background. I got my Cricut going nonstop right now, cutting out some awesome stickers. But we got this cup all finished. It's beautiful. It's smooth. You can see the flame is really, really pretty. My lights are on extra bright today, apparently. They're so bright coming through the camera. But it's really, really gorgeous. You guys, this kit is going to be available through wickedshimmersupply.com. And you can use the coupon code LittleLee in all caps, all one word. And that'll get you a discount. It's going to have decals. You're going to have a choice of decals, guys. You don't have to necessarily use the Firefighter Wife one. She's going to have a few options for you to go along with the glitter. So it'll be a kit with the glitter and the decals. And you can select different decals. She'll have a few options for you. We try to make it easy as we can for you guys to recreate these. Now, I do not mind. You guys copy this, sell these. I don't care. I don't mind you guys copying my work at all. That's why I put it out there for you guys. So I hope you guys learned something cool and fun, new little tricks and tips on this tutorial. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.